welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really specific, but I think a lot of people can relate. Underperforming Airbnbs, especially in a place that sounds perfect, like Kavala in Greece. I mean, you picture Kavala, right? Beautiful coast, more tourists coming in, summer demand looks strong. It seems like any short-term rental should be, well, a gold mine.
Yeah, exactly.
But for lots of hosts, it's actually, low occupancy, maybe some not so great reviews, and the income just isn't what they hoped for.
And that's a really critical point. If your listing isn't doing what you expect, the problem usually isn't the apartment or the house itself. It's almost always about the strategy, or maybe the lack of one.
Okay, so that's our mission today then. Let's unpack why these places might be underperforming, the common traps, and crucially, how a more strategic, professional management approach can turn things around, make it a real revenue machine. So, okay, let's get practical. For someone listening who has a place in Kavala, what are the signs, like the concrete signs their Airbnb might not be doing as well as it could? How do you know you're leaving money on the table?
Well, there are some pretty clear indicators. First, look at your calendar. Are there big empty gaps, especially in peak season? Or maybe you only seem to get bookings on weekends. That's a flag.
Right, peak season should be busy.
Absolutely. Another big one, search results. Can you actually find your listing easily on Airbnb or booking.com? If not, potential guests aren't seeing it.
Visibility. Makes sense.
Exactly. Then reviews. Are you consistently getting 5-star reviews? If they're mixed or just sort of, okay, that's definitely hurting you. Also, think about your time. Are you spending ages replying to messages or constantly dealing with little problems? That's a drain.
Yeah, the admin side.
And probably the most common mistake, pricing. Are you just looking at what maybe your neighbor charges, or are you using actual data? Pricing based on gut feeling or just copying others, that almost guarantees you're under-earning. If any of that feels familiar, yeah, you're likely missing out.
It's fascinating because, like you said, it's often not the sea view or how nice the place is.
Yeah.
So if it's not the property, what is the problem? What are these strategic things people miss?
Okay, so even the absolute best house in the perfect spot, it won't hit its potential without a really well-optimized listing. That means the title, the description, the photos, crucially, professional photos, and how you list the amenities. It all needs to work together to get people to actually book.
Not just look.
Exactly. Convert lookers to bookers. Then there's dynamic pricing. This isn't just setting a summer price and a winter price. It needs to adjust, sometimes even hourly, based on real demand, local events, what competitors are doing.
So it's much more active than just setting and forgetting.
Oh, completely. And guest communication, it needs to be fast, professional, 24/7 really. Plus, you need to be on multiple platforms, not just Airbnb, and have your calendars synced perfectly so you don't get double bookings. That requires a channel manager.
Right, avoids chaos.
And finally, automating the basics. Cleaning schedules, check-in procedures, maybe some standard messages. It ensures consistency and honestly frees up so much of your time and mental energy.
Okay, so that's the theory. When these gaps are found, how does a specialized service you mentioned, Planbnb, actually fix them? What do they do that turns a quiet listing into a fully booked one?
It really comes down to executing those strategies meticulously. So for listing optimization, we'd rewrite the title using keywords people actually search for, SEO rich, we call it.
Yeah.
Pair that with a description that sells the experience, and again, professional photos. We had a host in Neaparamos in Kavala.
Yeah.
Went from page 4 in search results to the first page in just 3 weeks after we optimized the listing. Huge difference.
Wow, okay.
Then the pricing. Our systems use real-time data, constantly adjusting, so you're not stuck charging, say, 80 euros when the demand for that specific night actually supports 160 euros. You capture that peak value.
That makes a huge difference to the bottom line.
Massive. And the communication, having a team handle all guest messages, inquiries, last-minute changes professionally around the clock. You're not the one getting the, what's the Wi-Fi code message at midnight.
Definitely appealing.
And then managing everything across platforms, using a channel manager to sync calendars instantly, coordinate cleanings, handle maintenance issues, smooth check-ins. It takes all that operational stress off the owner's plate.
You mentioned a real-world example, a case study perhaps.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Elko Luxury Maisonette. When we first saw it, it had, I think, barely 5 reviews. Summer bookings were really poor.
Okay.
After taking over full management, implementing all these things we've discussed, bookings literally tripled within 2 months. The guest rating jumped up to 4.98 stars, which is fantastic. And the seasonal revenue, it went past 20,000 euros. And here's the really important part. They didn't do a big renovation. They didn't change the house. They simply started managing it correctly.
That really highlights the impact of strategy versus just the property itself. But, some people might think, I can do this myself. Why consider professional management instead of just trying harder on your own? What's the real value beyond just the money?
It's about getting your life back, frankly. It's the stress. Think about it. Do you really want to be dealing with guest issues late at night? Or panicking about a cancellation during the busiest week in August? Or spending hours trying to figure out why your listing suddenly vanished from search results?
Yeah, those sound like major headaches.
They are. With professional management, the idea is you keep the income, often more income, but you lose all that stress. You hand over the day-to-day hassle. We hear it all the time from homeowners. They're earning more with way less personal effort. They get their time back.
So wrapping this up then, what's the final takeaway for someone listening who thinks their Airbnb might not be reaching its potential in a place like Kavala?
I think the main thing is Airbnb success isn't really about luck, especially not in a competitive market. It's not just about having a nice place. It's about smart, active, data-driven management. And importantly, the longer a listing underperforms, the harder it actually is to climb back up in Airbnb's algorithm. It favors consistent performance.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Just take a moment and think about how much more your property could be earning. Or just how much more peace of mind you could have if it was truly running optimally. What opportunities might you be missing out on right now?